And the women's tournament, I think, is a little bit more green in the sense of some of the talent that's there. It doesn't have the amount of prestige because Queen of the Ring is a relatively new thing. They just launched it within the past few years, and a lot of these wrestlers in the bracket, they are, like I said, newer. Not any insulting. It's just that they don't have they don't have the equivalent of, let's say, a women's John Cena or a women's Stone Cold in the ring in the Queen of the Ring tournament. You don't have like Charlotte Flair's out for injury. Becky has a championship. Who else?
Rhea's
Rhea
out.
Ripley's out. Sorry.
I was saying Rhea's out.
Yeah, you like
Liv Morgan is
those
not in there.
wrestlers. The main event level women, all of them are either injured or occupied in different companies at this point. This is so they're still establishing their footing with a lot of these wrestlers. Well, I mean, of course, you do have Bianca, and then you have Jade, who is, I would say, getting there. And but my point is, the women's tournament doesn't have as many established names, and it's I think that could be a good thing. It really can be because it's an opportunity for somebody fresh to get some legitimacy, kind of like they used to do with the Money in the Bank gimmick, where it was somebody who had never won a world championship before, and they get it, and that catapults them to the next level. So I'd be really excited to see who wins that tournament, specifically because there's a. Let's take a peek at the bracket. Is it possible in any contingency that Bianca will face Jade? I think so. Yes, because they're on the same show. Like it is possible.
they're on the same side of the bracket and everything. Yep.
The one that I'm looking at doesn't have the SmackDown side filled out. But I don't want your opinion about what specifically.
About that, as far as if they will be fighting each other.
Bianca and Jade. Let me hear it.
I don't think they will end up fighting each other because in between them is Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton goes against somebody. I think she's going to win her first round match. And then she's going to go against Bianca in the second round before they even face Jade. Jade goes against Nia. Then I think Bianca's going to go against Tiffany. And then I think Tiffany's going to win against Bianca and then go against Jade. And I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I don't know if, and then at that point, I don't know if they're gonna have Tiffany win the tournament or Jay just win. So it will be interesting. Why you say no?
Because Jade's there. It's nothing against Tiffany, but
I don't want Jade to lose. I don't want Jade to lose.
Right. She can't lose.
Yeah.
That's part of her or her mystique. Like in AEW, her thing was she never lost a match up until like she had a historic undefeated streak, and that's part of her star power, her presence, her presentation. She can't lose this early in her career. So what do? Well, you certainly don't have her take a pinfall. You don't do something flimsy and have like a count out finish or a DQ or something like that. That still is like, even though there's an asterisk next to in the record book, it just doesn't work. It just listen to it. It doesn't work. So I ultimately do have Jade winning, and that would present itself as a viable route to get there. But I'm just curious how the hell they would have Tiffany Stratton beat Bianca Belair, because Bianca Belair is Bianca Belair. Tiffany Stratton is good, but Bianca Belair is, like I said, there's levels to this before. There's people who are established, and of course you always have the room for the upset, like Liv Morgan, who pinned Bianca at the Elimination Chamber. Didn't she pin her again in something else?
Maybe. Not
she
sure.
pinned her twice, and it was just like, whoa, what are they doing? Like, what's the plan here? Not in the sense of like it should never happen, but it made you it perked up your interest. It piqued your interest. It made you think that, okay, something's cooking with Liv Morgan. What are we working towards? But my point being, Bianca's a top tier talent, and if you put them in any other circumstance than a head-to-head match, I don't have Tiffany Stratton doing that.
Makes sense.
This is the Queen of the Ring tournament, and it's some potential for to build some new stars. I would say I can't even say that if it came down to like, this is not going to happen because it's in the bracket, but if it was between Bianca and Tiffany Stratton, I would love to see Bianca win it, but Bianca's already established. I think Bianca will be just fine without winning the tournament. So, I mean,
exactly.
I would love to see somebody like Tiffany win it just because she's a new star, and then it'll make you look like, oh, She beat who?
Exactly. That's why. Yeah, that's exactly. Because I don't think Bianca needs to win the tournament at this point.
No. It
She's
would be great, but she doesn't need
yeah,
it.
yeah. She's tag team champion at this point. So she's good. And
Multiple
I
women's
don't.
title wins.
Yeah, and I don't think I want to see her go against Jade so fast at this point anyway.
No.
So yeah.
And Jade's not gonna lose to Nia Jax. That's one of those spectacle matches. Like when you need something impressive to be seen, like when she threw Nia over the top rope at the Royal Rumble, people like that got people hyped.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need a visual. It's kind of like when John Cena fought the Big Show for the United States Championship, or when they had like a match on Raw. Even when John Cena was at his peak and they put him against the Big Show, you know the Big Show wasn't going to win, but it just looked impressive for somebody to demonstrate their strength, hoisting a 500-pound man up and slamming his ass down to the mat. Or when they had Mark Henry versus Big Show and they did the superflex spot off the top rope, where they had Braun Strowman do the same thing with the Big Show. It's all about the visual, and I really wish that they would use Nia Jax in a different way and continue her being a legitimate menace. I mean, I guess she could pursue the women's championship, which I think she should be Bayley's next challenge and take the belt from her ultimately, because we know how we feel about that. But that's not going to happen right now. But that's what the utility is there. Nia Jax is not going to win this.
Yeah. I think I thread that right before like the Jade or even Nia win against Naomi, I was like, Nia's definitely gonna win this, go against Jade in the second round, and it should be a really good match. Like just to show those two, I think it could be the potential like to be a highlight of like next week. So
it could be.
Yeah, hopefully it will be interesting to see how it ends up.
It could be really good or really bad. Yeah. It's gonna be one of the two. It's not gonna be huh?
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think it could become chemistry issues or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's always something that could happen. But yeah.
Nia, she's definitely improved a lot in the ring. I was always a fan of Nia, and it was just some things that, like, you're a wrestler. Some people are gonna get hurt, and oftentimes, like, when you work with people that are stronger, that are bigger, you run that risk. And it's a hallmark of somebody who's a great worker, in the fact that they keep their opponents safe, and that's important. But these are small women she's wrestling against. Like 115 pounds and stuff like that. These are they're the size of teenager, and you're fighting a larger woman, and so it's just that coming into play. But I think that the reason I said it's either going to be either or is that Jade, she's incredibly strong, but she's still getting her chops in when it comes to working a story match. So her in-ring psychology, and I think you might have said the selling before and things like that. That's still being polished. And then Nia, she's like I said, she's come leaps and bounds, but I don't think that she's at the level of. I don't think that she's at the level of like a Becky Lynch or a Charlotte Flair or a Bianca Belair just yet. And maybe she'll get there, but I mean I would love to see her be a legitimate main event talent, consistently delivering high caliber matches with everybody across the board. But it's going to be a coin toss. I'm really hoping that it's going to be one of the I guess more positive outcome from that it's going to be a great match.
Right.
I really do. And then both of those women have an opportunity to prove everyone wrong. I'm a fan of everyone in this bracket, and we'll see them all do well. So just best wishes to everybody in the bracket. I'll say that.
Right.